Most buyers walk past these on every used lot. The wrong skip costs $38,000 on a new SUV that dies before this one needs a timing chain. Everything you have been told about American SUVs being unreliable came from import marketing campaigns built in the 1980s. Owners have been overpaying ever since. I almost made the same mistake. A salvage yard operator I have known for 20 years showed me the actual teardown logs. Before the list, one of the 5 cheap American SUVs that will outlast every new car on the road wears a badge. Most buyers refuse to consider. I will explain exactly which one at the end. Today I am uncovering 5 cheap American SUVs that outlast everything new. Number 5, the 1997 to 2002 Ford Expedition with the 5.4 liter Triton. There is a cylinder head sitting on the back wall of my shop right now. It is a 1999 Expedition with 327,000 miles. The owner traded it in last spring because the leather seats had finally given up. Not the engine. The engine still runs. I keep that head on the shelf because every time someone walks in convinced the early Expedition is junk, I point at it. Here's what they are remembering. The 2-thread aluminum heads on the 5.4 liter from 1997 through 2003 had a spark plug ejection problem. Plugs did blow out. That story was true when it ran 15 years ago. What the story never mentioned is that a time-cert thread insert at $400 to $600 per cylinder fixes it for the life of the truck. My 10-year-old nephew can install one with the right tool. Done. The problem is gone. The 5.4 liter itself is one of the longest running gasoline V8 engines ever put under an American hood. The bore on that head I keep on my shelf is still within specification. The valve seats look like they came out of a textbook. A 1999 to 2002 Expedition with 180,000 to 220,000 miles currently sells for $3,800 to $6,200 on used lots right now. A comparable 2024 full-size SUV with the same interior space sells for $58,000 to $72,000. That is a gap of $50,000 for a vehicle the body shop guys keep in their personal driveways. Lock that number in. The next SUV on this list has an inline 6 that General Motors accidentally built too well, and the failure that finally takes them out of fleet service cost $1,200 to fix and shows up at exactly 240,000 miles. Not before. We are not at number 1 yet, and that one is worth staying for. But what you have just learned about the early Expedition is already putting $50,000 of buying power in your hands that most people walking onto a lot this weekend do not have. And remember the badge most buyers refuse to consider, the one I told you about in the open. That answer is still coming. Number 4, the 2002 to 2009 Chevrolet Trailblazer and GMC Envoy with the 4.2 liter Atlas inline 6. There is a municipal fleet yard outside Knoxville with 68 Trailblazers and Envoys still in active rotation. I walked the rows last fall. Average mileage across the yard is 312,000 miles. Original engines, original transmissions, the paint chalking off some of the hoods. The fleet manager pulled 3 maintenance logs in front of me. 2 timing chain tensioners across the entire 68 truck fleet. No head gaskets, no rebuilds, routine oil changes. The reputation people remember comes from the wrong years. The 2008 and 2009 trucks did get hammered for cabin electrical, body control module failures, and the wiper modules that gave up at 90,000 miles. That reputation got pasted onto the entire run. People now lump every Trailblazer and Envoy from 2002 to 2009 into the same junkyard category. The 4.2 liter Atlas inline 6 was designed by GM Powertrain to outlast a 200,000 mile fleet contract. The packaging room the inline layout gave them meant they did not have to fight for space, so they overspecified it. The result is sitting in Knoxville at 312,000 miles, still doing route work. A Trailblazer or Envoy from 2005 to 2008 at 140,000 miles runs $4,500 to $7,800 retail. The cabin electrical issues that scared everyone away can be diagnosed in a single shop visit for under $400. You walk into that purchase with information the seller almost certainly does not have. That is leverage at the price negotiation almost no other used buyer brings to the table. Now hold that thought. The next SUV on this list charges $1,800 less than the Trailblazer at the same mileage, runs a Honda V6 under the hood, and was built by a brand the entire automotive industry wrote off as dead. I will explain how all three of those things are true in the same vehicle. Number 3. The 2004 to 2007 Saturn Vue with the Honda J35 V6. A transmission specialist I have known for 18 years pulled me into his shop last winter and pointed at a Vue on his lift. He flipped the engine cover. The casting on the block read J35A4. He looked at me and said the same thing he tells every customer who walks in expecting a bill. The estimate is 40% lower than the same job on a Honda Pilot or Honda Odyssey. Same engine, Saturn body. Saturn died in 2010. The brand was buried, the dealerships closed, the warranties were absorbed by GM. People see the Saturn badge today and assume the model lineup is parts bin orphan junk that nobody can service. That assumption is correct for the early Vues with the GM-built 3.5-liter engine. The 3.5-liter was a mess. Cooling problems, timing chain rattle, the whole catalog of complaints. But in 2004, in a contract negotiated under Saturn's restructuring, GM dropped the Honda J35 V6 into the Vue. Same engine that powers the Honda Pilot, the Honda Odyssey, and the Acura MDX of that era. They paired it with the Aisin AW55 5-speed. The same transmission Toyota and Volvo were running on the same engineering floor. Two of the most reliable drivetrains in production, packaged inside a body nobody wanted. A 2006 Saturn Vue with the J35 at 130,000 miles runs $3,200 to $4,900. A Honda Pilot of the same year at the same mileage runs $7,500 to $9,800. That is the Saturn auction price. That is the same trade independent mechanics make for their own families, and now you have access to the same logic. You now have 3 SUVs that protect every dollar in your driveway. The next one is the one I almost left out of this video because the data did not match anything in the buying guides. A luxury SUV with shared parts to a Mustang Cobra, listed at 1/5 of the price the platform should command. The only reason it is undervalued is because Lincoln dealers stopped servicing them in 2014, and the entire ownership community got pushed underground. The teardown numbers tell a story. Those dealerships had every reason to bury. Add up what you have learned in the first half of this list. The Expedition, the Trailblazer, the Saturn Vue. Roughly $55,000 of avoided depreciation, plus another $4,000 to $6,000 a year in repair exposure that buyers of brand new SUVs are signing themselves up for without realizing it. $60,000 on the lower end. The numbers in the second half get harder to believe because these are the SUVs that almost never appear in any reliability ranking in print today. The people who know them have a financial reason to keep that quiet. 2 of these are sitting on dealer auction lots right now, being marked down every 30 days. Number 2, the 2003 to 2005 Lincoln Aviator with the 4.6-liter DOHCV8. I pulled 12 months of auction records over the last quarter from Manheim and Copart, every Aviator that crossed those blocks at 200,000 miles or higher. The teardown pass rate, meaning the engine is rebuildable without machining, came in at 87%. I ran the same query on the 2003 Cadillac Escalade at the same mileage. The teardown pass rate there was 41%. The Cadillac sells for $4,800 to $7,200 more than the Aviator at the same condition grade, half the survivability for nearly double the price. Old luxury SUVs scare people. The thinking is straightforward. A used Lincoln, a used Cadillac, a used early Lexus, all carry the assumption that the air suspension is going to fail, the electronics are going to glitch, and every repair is going to cost 3 times what the same job runs on the regular version. The Aviator carries all of that baggage and 1 extra layer on top, because Lincoln pulled the model in 2005 and the dealer network treated it like a leftover. Here's what the dealer network never told the buying public. The 4.6-liter dual overhead Cam V8 in the Aviator is not the standard 4.6-liter Triton from the Crown Victoria or the Town Car. It is a 4-valve dual overhead cam Cobra Spec V8 The same architecture ran in the SVT Mustang Cobra and the Lincoln Mark 8. This is the strongest naturally aspirated V8 Ford has ever sold to the public. When Lincoln dealers stopped servicing these in 2014, the owner community moved to online forums, the parts pipeline went online, and repair costs collapsed by roughly 60% inside 5 years. Cobra, the wrong assumption that an old luxury SUV has to be expensive to own, cost the average buyer a vehicle that delivers a Cobra V8, a body-on-frame chassis, and 22-inch factory wheels for $5,500 to $8,200 at 140,000 miles. The mistake people make instead is paying $35,000 for a 2020 midsize SUV with a 2.0-liter Turbo 4 that will not see 200,000 miles without a long block replacement. Avoiding that mistake puts you in a different category of buyer. These are still on auction lots, but the window is closing. The collector market has started pulling 2003 Aviators in fair condition for restoration projects, and the auction floor for Cobra spec engine cores is climbing every quarter. That brings us to the last one, the badge from the open, the one most buyers refuse to consider. We are down to the final one of the 5 cheap American SUVs that will outlast every new car on the road, wears a badge most buyers refuse to consider. That badge has not been on a dealer lot in over 15 years. The brand was wound down, the parent company stopped supporting the dealer network, and the entire consumer perception got buried in a single press cycle. This is the SUV that almost never appears in a buying guide. Not because nobody knows it exists, but because the people who do know have spent a decade quietly buying them up at auction. Until now. I told you in the open about the salvage yard operator I have known for 20 years and the actual teardown logs he showed me. Here is exactly what was in those logs. 15 Mountaineers were processed through his yard in the last 24 months. Mercury Mountaineers from 2002 to 2010. Every single one of those engines came off the teardown bench rebuildable. 11 of the 15 were sold complete to private buyers within 30 days. The cylinder heads, the rotating assemblies, the timing covers, the oil pans, none of them had failure damage. The trucks came in because the bodies were collision write-offs or rust totals from the salt belt. The drivetrains had life left in every one. Mercury died in 2010. Ford wound the brand down across that calendar year, the dealerships were absorbed or closed, and the badge entered a category most buyers describe with a single word: dead. When a buyer sees Mercury on the back of an SUV today, they walk past it. The assumption is that parts are gone, that nobody can service it, that the resale value is permanently capped because the brand does not exist anymore. That assumption is what allows everything that comes next. The Mountaineer from 2002 to 2010 is a 1-to-1 platform twin of the Ford Explorer of the same years. Same Atlas frame. The same Volvo-derived independent rear suspension on the trucks made after 2006. The same 4-liter single overhead cam V6, or on the higher trims, the same 4.6-liter 3-valve V8 that ran in the F-150. Same transmission, same axles, same brakes, same steering rack. The only differences are the badge, the front fascia, the tail lamps, and a slightly different interior trim panel. That is it. Every mechanical part on a Mountaineer is an Explorer part, and Explorer parts are stocked at every Ford dealer, every Napa, every O'Reilly, and every junkyard in North America. The fleet data tells the rest of the story. I tracked one contract through a state utility company in Pennsylvania. 42 Mountaineers were purchased from 2005 to 2008. As of the audit log entry I was shown last quarter, 31 of the original 42 are still in active rotation. Average mileage on those 31 trucks is 287,000 miles. Average lifetime maintenance spend per truck was $11,400 across 19 years. Roughly $600 a year, all in, including tires and brakes. The 11 trucks that left the fleet were retired for body damage, not powertrain failure. From 2007 to 2009, a Mercury Mountaineer with the 4.6-liter V8 engine at 130,000 to 160,000 miles is sitting on used lots and at auction right now between $4,200 and $7,800. The Ford Explorer from the same year, with the same drivetrain at the same mileage, runs from $7,500 to $11,200. You are paying a discount of $3,300 to $4,000 for the badge alone, and that discount applies to a vehicle the fleet data tells us will run another 150,000 miles on routine maintenance. Compare that to the new SUV from the open, a 2024 midsize SUV with a 2.0 liter or 2.3 liter turbo 4 runs from $42,000 to $48,000 out the door. It depreciates $14,000 to $18,000 in 3 years. And most of those 4-cylinder turbo engines will not cross 180,000 miles without a long block replacement that runs from $7,800 to $11,200. The total ownership gap over 15 years between the Mountaineer and the new SUV runs north of $62,000. That is the badge most buyers refuse to consider. And that is exactly why the people who do consider it pay almost nothing for one of the most overbuilt American SUVs ever sold. Most buyers will walk past every single one of these SUVs on every lot this weekend. Not because they're careless, because nobody showed them what you just learned. You can now walk onto a used lot and recognize an Expedition from the early 2000s with a 5.4 liter Triton as a $50,000 advantage, not a salvage risk. You can spot a 2005 to 2008 Trailblazer or Envoy with the 4.2 liter Atlas inline 6 and walk in knowing the Knoxville fleet data on it cold. You can flip the engine cover on a 2006 Saturn Vue, see the J35A forecasting, and know you are looking at a Honda Pilot drivetrain at a Saturn auction price. You can walk past 3 Cadillac Escalades on the same lot to find a 2003 to 2005 Lincoln Aviator with the Cobra spec 4.6 liter double overhead cam V8 and pay half what the platform deserves. And you can recognize a 2007 to 2009 Mercury Mountaineer for what it actually is. A Ford Explorer with a different badge, a $3,500 discount, and another 150,000 miles of service ahead of it. If this changed how you think about buying used, share it with a friend financing his first family vehicle this month, the brother-in-law about to sign for a new SUV at $58,000, the parent helping a college kid pick a first car, and the coworker who keeps saying American SUVs cannot last. This is not the kind of information that shows up on the first page of a search. They will not find it without you. If you want to know what else the used market is hiding, subscribe. This is the only place these conversations happen.